Hi all, this is Allmighty and welcome to this video. So Stockfish level 7 once again. If you missed it, last time I played against Stockfish it was also level 7 and that game was a draw. At least the one that I recorded here and then posted on YouTube. So now I'm going to do it for the second time and wish me the best. I'm going to give my best, and yeah, after this game I'm going to analyze both of the games that I've played. So the first one which was played last week, and now the second one. So yeah, without further ado, let's just jump into the game. Play with the machine, 15 minutes plus 10 seconds increments so that I have time to think. Random colors. Last time I played with the white pieces when I drew the game, and this time with black pieces. He starts with e4 and I'm going to go for a Sicilian, and I'm thinking, okay, so immediately going for the closed Sicilian setup. Pretty much the level of play where Stockfish goes for this kind of closed systems, passive systems with the white pieces, and then definitely goes for a positional advantage, probably understanding the position more and thinking about it further than me. After all, this is 2200 level of Stockfish. My rapid rating, even though I haven't played a lot of games, is 2095. But okay, I'm still going to try something. Knight to c6 will be my next move. Okay, knight to f3, still keeping the options open, maybe trying d4 next. And now it kind of forces me not to go in the Lasker variation, which I usually play. And now the question is, what do I want to do? Do I want to play e5 immediately? Do I want to play d6? If I play e5, it definitely goes into something closed, very closed, where his knight can jump on d5 and my knight can jump on d4, but still he has the options to play c3 and stuff like that. Knight to f6 can be met with e5, knight g4, and then even queen to e2. I think d6, queen d6. Yeah, it's a very fun line. Let's try knight to f6. Let's see if he plays e5. Okay, he didn't go for this. He went for bishop to b5. I will simply play d6 to open up the game a little bit. Now d4, go into something a little bit more standard. Pawn captures on d4. Queen captures on d4, now bishop to d7. And let's see what he does. So now the queen is attacked because knight has been unpinned. And queen goes to d3. Okay, something, yeah, it is in the lines of some variation. The question is, how do I want to proceed? Definitely his pieces are more active than mine. I do have this knight to b4 move, which kind of forces the queen to go back to d1. And it forces the bishop exchange. Or I can play maybe a6 first to see what will he do with the bishop, and then he can go bishop to c4. I can go with e6 and then see. Maybe he will go for the attacking of my weak d6 pawn. So a lot of options here. Just simply also playing e6, but allows him maybe even bishop to f4 with bishop to g5 next, and then going for the standard setup where he attacks my d6 pawn. So let me try to avoid this a little bit, maybe at first. First, attack the bishop. If he captures with the bishop, of course, I'm going to capture with the bishop and attack, put more pressure here on the e4 pawn. Okay, he doesn't go for it. Now knight to b4 still comes with the same idea, bishop to d7. Okay, now I'm fine with that. It is nice to have this a6 move put in. Queen to c4 is possible, but doesn't do too much. Still, you have to exchange bishops. Okay, I will exchange now. Queen has to go to d1 or even to e2. Depends on the preference. Okay, queen to d2. Maybe preparing some knight jumps where then my knight is attacked. Okay, I'm not seeing any dangerous knight jump, so let's just play e6, a move, always a good move. And continue with bishop to e7 and going castles. Okay, castles, definitely a good move. I'm just wondering how is he going to develop the bishop. Okay, now after rook to d1, let's check what happens after e5. Okay, if e5, if I capture, then the queen can come on g5. The rook is attacking, then on g7. I mean, I can go castle and then defend on g7, but then there are some discoveries which maybe I would like to avoid. If I put the queen on c7, then knight to b5. Pawn captures, queen captures, queen c2, queen b5 is with check, queen to c6. All is fine, as I can see it. This could be a nice variation. So let's play queen to c7. I also maybe could have played... No, queen to c6, definitely don't want to play queen to c6 because simply then I'm covering a square for the knight. Okay, queen to e2. Let's just continue with the plan. Going castles, now my king is safe. And now I'm prepared to move the rook to the d file and the c file. Okay, bishop to g5. That is fine. Let's first test him out with h6, because the queen moved, there are no double attacks on d6 here, so if he wants to capture, okay, he doesn't, and if he goes bishop to g3, then I will definitely play e5. But now, maybe I would like to prepare d5 myself, because that is the most important move with black pieces in the Sicilian. If you can push d5, then definitely you have something to play for. So let me just prepare it simply with rook to d8 first. I'm expecting also a3, which then I would have to put the knight back on c6. Okay, h3. A nice move which puts a little bit of a breathing space for the king. And now let's check out this d5. What happens if I push d5? If I push d5, let's just check the simple captures. Captures, knight captures. Knight captures, knight captures. And this is the majority of the pieces. Okay, that's the first thing. But the one problem that I have to think about is definitely a3. Maybe even with bishop to f6. So what happens if I push d5, bishop captures, a3, and then my knight is attacked. If then I would move the knight, then I would definitely lose a pawn, and with that, having a very active knight on d5 doesn't seem all that good. So the question is, do I want to go for this? But actually after a3 I do have bishop to c3. Bishop to c3, and then after pawn captures, or yeah, pawn cannot capture because bishop is then too strong here. I'm keeping the pawn here in the middle, so this variation also works for me. And one last variation is immediately a3 without bishop to f6. Then the question is, what happens if I capture here on e4? If I capture here on e4, then he can capture here, capture this. This is with tempo because of the queen. Or knight captures here, then even then if I capture here the knight, bishop captures, queen captures, and then there are two of my knights. He has to capture one. I think I'm all good. What happens if he pushes e5? Then I can maybe even simply play knight to h7 or something like that. I'm liking d5 immediately now. Let's see if I missed something. So I think I did a pretty good calculation. Okay, he goes immediately for the capture. I said I would capture with this knight. Is there something better? Not really sure. This is a pretty stable knight. This knight is an active knight, but could be considered a liable piece if a3 is pushed at some point. Here, knight to c3, queen to e, yeah, If I capture with this knight, bishop will capture on e7, queen has to come on e7, and then the knight captures here, and there are no more attacks here on the c2 square. I mean, in the end, after all these exchanges, my knight will be staying on d5, and then I will have to proceed with the game. Definitely, I don't want to capture with the pawn, creating an isolated pawn for myself. So let's capture like this. I will just pre-move this because I'm thinking that probably he will play this, okay. And now if knight captures, I will even capture with the rook. Okay, let me just first check this. If then c3, then I would have to capture. Yeah, that is the question. What happens then? Should I capture with the knight immediately? Threats are knight to f4, and still this is a very nice knight here. If I capture with the rook, c3 could be problematic, or even a3, which pushes my knight away. I have to capture with the rook on d1 and then play knight to d5. I do exchange the pair of rooks, but here his rook is staying on a very nice d file. I mean, it is the same way, but yeah, I think knight captures first is better, and then playing the rook on c8, having the other rook on the semi-open file, maybe attacking his rook. Okay, of course, this was something I was expecting. Rook to d4, he wants to double up the rooks. And yeah, now it's just a question of how to proceed with the situation. I mean, playing rook to d7 doesn't work because of knight to e5. Playing rook to d6 maybe is a little bit better. Of course, when he doubles up the rooks, he also keeps an option to play rook to d5 exchanges, and then I cannot capture with the pawn. Okay, what happens if I play rook to d6, knight to e5? Other rook comes here, knight c4, rook c6. I'll play rook to d6. I will also double up my rooks. I'm not thinking that c4 or any other move is actually doing something for him here. Okay, I see queen to e5 is a nice move. It's a very nice move because, okay. I cannot now double up. Yeah, I will have to play something like rook to d7. But okay, I can play that after he doubles up the rooks. Play this rook back because now the queen is attacking, and if I would move my knight, then the rook on d6 would definitely fall. Okay, so this is also a move. Now rook to d5. Okay, it isn't too big of a threat. It isn't at all. So let's play knight to f6 and go for queen to d6 here. Okay, he wants to play it like that. It's a very, very smart play here by Stockfish. What happens if I play rook to d5? Then he is forced to exchange. I have the knight on d5 after all this. He has queen to b8, but I can go king to h7. So let's pre-move this and this. Knight comes to d5, a very active square with the knight, and then I have to play the endgame where I have... Okay, he doesn't want to go for this, and maybe he has given me a chance here. I mean, definitely I would play something like queen to d7 or queen to d6. I mean, queen to e1 doesn't seem all that good. I will play queen to d6 and now capture with the queen. Having a centralized queen in such a position definitely brings me some advantage. But I have to definitely see how to get this through. Knight to e5. Okay, definitely a good idea to centralize the knight here. And the question is, how is he going to proceed? I'm definitely looking at capturing here on a2, but I'm just first wanting to check, does he have something?
Queen to b4, I can just bring the queen back to d5. I'm defending here the pawn, so I'm not afraid. If b3 is played, queen can even capture on c2. If he plays the queen back to the d file, okay, that is the idea. Queen c8 with me moving the king to h7, which is met then with knight capturing on f7. That was a very nice idea here. Okay, okay. Now the question is, what do I want to do? Do I want to put a check in first? Just because then king goes to h2, and maybe then I will have some checks on d6 or even pinning the knight. Here on e5. Queen to c3 is a very nice move. Just immediately going for this f7 pawn. I don't think I can stop this. I'm either losing here on f7 or the one on b7. I can defend the one on f7 if I play queen to a4. So queen to a1, queen to a4, and then if he gives a check, then I can go queen to e8. But then my queen is the one in the passive position. He will capture on b7 and threaten to capture on a6. Okay. Is it better? I mean, in the end here also, if he captures knight to f7, then yeah, it's not all that clear how to proceed here. I mean, I can also, okay, I cannot play queen to a1, queen to e1. Maybe I can play queen to c1 after that. Queen captures, queen check, king h7, knight to f7, queen to f4. Yeah, then he would have to capture here. But maybe he will find something else in this situation. But I'm liking this for now, because knight to f7, there are no threats of checkmate, to be sure, so I'm going to give a check and play queen to c1. Okay, I'll let him first play king to h2, and keep an option to play queen to f4 next. I think this way I'm stopping knight to f7, because after queen to f4, if knight to f7, I do have some threats of actually coming with the knight on e4, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay. Queen to h8 is a threat, but I'm going to stop this with queen to f4 first check. And then, let's see, will he play g3? Okay, he plays... Okay, I see. Now, it's just the question how to proceed here. I want to keep my options open. Okay, I have fallen down to 5 minutes, but I think I still have time. Queen capturing on f2. So the threats are to capture here on e6, which is fine, and queen to h8 with knight to e5. Of course, knight to e5 isn't possible if my queen is here on f4. But I'm not seeing any checks. Yeah, the problem is, how can I go and checkmate him? That would be also good if I would have an answer for that. But I'm liking my position. Maybe I'm losing, maybe I'm not really sure. Queen to f2 could be a mistake, but what happens if I play that? I mean, I'm just winning a pawn. I can once again go for a perpetual, but I'm not liking it. I'm much more liking knight to e4. Even if he goes queen to h8, I simply go king to g6. I'm attacking the knight here, and knight cannot go on e5. At least I cannot see that. If I go knight to e4, then queen to e6 maybe, knight to f2 check, and what then? What happens then? I don't think there's a better position for the knight. I mean, I always have queen to c1, queen to f4. He cannot run away from that. So once again, the draw is in the bag, but the question is, can I search for something more? I definitely don't want to go on drawing against Stockfish. It would be nice if I had a win somewhere, and maybe he had just given me, but I struggle to find the best move, because having a knight on f2 and queen on f4 doesn't give me too much options, because checkmate doesn't seem like it's coming soon. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, as soon as I move the queen from this side of the board, there are definitely some threats on his side also. So, I mean, yeah, just next move for him should be knight after queen to e6, knight to e5, threatening queen to g6. And here, having the pretty much same idea that I would have on this side of the board. But let's go with knight to e4. Should I be afraid? I'm not sure, but definitely go with something here. Okay, knight to e6. An interesting idea. So now there's a double attack on the e6 pawn. He probably wants to go knight to e6 with threats on g7. Okay, now if I play knight to f2 check, I play knight to f2 check. Okay, and now I play... Are there any checks? No, there are not. Queen to e3. If I play queen to e3 or queen to d4. Okay, queen to d4, knight to e6, attacking the queen. Queen to e3, queen to e6, attacking the queen. But I do have an option of double check. So this is something that I'm looking for. But still, I mean, after queen to e3, he does have king to h2. Let's try queen to e3. I'm already in a situation where my time is running out slowly, but okay. Should I try to push his king out while I have the time? Queen to e5. Now after king to g1 there is queen to e1. So does he have to play g3? I'm not sure. No? Okay. Queen to h1 and knight to e4. Okay, the king will be out after knight to e4. And where will he go? Okay. Okay, is knight to g5 a good move now? I mean, it's definitely defending the pawn on e6, but it seems that... Okay, Stockfish will definitely not go into checkmate, so if he goes king to g3, let's repeat. Okay, he will go here. So now... Okay, I can repeat because I can play knight to e4. If he plays the king on e3, then queen to e1. So king to f3 is necessary. The question is, how can I capture this pawn? If I play knight to d2, then he can simply go back. I don't want to play this. Okay, let's give a check here. I'm hoping that I'm not missing anything. I mean, knight to e6 isn't possible. At least I think that it isn't. Okay. Am I missing something? Now after knight to e4, king to h2, queen to f4, and I'm still back at the beginning. So, okay. Okay. This is a very difficult situation. Let's try knight to e4. I mean, if he escapes, then maybe. Yeah, it's a difficult one to calculate. Queen to f4, okay. Back at the beginning, it seems. Yeah. Queen f2. King goes here. Yeah, the king can just escape. And the queen can capture here on e6. So... Okay, judging by the material, I do have a pawn, but it will be a difficult one to save. What happens if I play queen to e3? Yeah, he can simply goes here. Let me give a couple of checks. I'm thinking queen to e1. If the king goes here, knight to g3. But I don't have checkmate. Do I? No, I don't have checkmate. Queen e1. Knight g3, knight d2 is my idea. Knight g3, queen e6, knight d2. Queen g1, checkmate, hanging in the air, but there are checks. Queen f5, king comes here, queen f7. Yeah. No, this would be, okay, this would be a big mistake, queen to d3. This would be just losing. Okay. Okay. Settle down. Oh my god. Almost missed the game. Let me not go for a draw. Let me defend the pawn here on e6. Let's see what he does. I mean, maybe he plays h4 here or something. I'm not sure. But now I'm defending twice. Okay. I'm liking this. I do have a little bit of time. Let me defend also this pawn. I have to analyze this and see if something is missing, but for me it's a very difficult position. So let's play e5 as well. Now a little bit of a pawn push, maybe queen to d4 now. Okay, he goes for the queen exchange. He goes for the queen exchange, but why? Okay, I'm seeing knight to b7. Okay, I cannot capture if I play b5, h4, and I'm losing the knight. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. I'm going to play b5, but then do I lose the one here? Oh man. Yeah, better that than losing the knight. Let me just pre-move this. A very nice move, queen to d3, knight to c6, and or knight to f7, yes. Yeah, it seems that these pawns... that pawn is lost, unfortunately for me. Let me try to include the king into the game. Okay, let's see what he does. Who can play better with the knights? At least this knight is very good here for the moment because it is limiting his king. So I'm going to enter with the king, trying to go on this side of the board. The side of the board where I can actually have an advantage. Okay, but I also have to be careful of his threats. So for example, knight to e6 capturing on g7, or here if I go to e3, then once again he will capture these pawns. But then, yeah, let me see if I'm faster in this race. Am I losing the game? Okay, probably not, because he calculates definitely faster than me. Okay. Should I go behind like this? Let me try. I mean, there's nothing to lose. I still can defend these pawns. Okay, now this knight will be defending through d4. Okay, he won't. He won't if I capture. He goes knight to c6, and he will defend one on a6. But okay, I think this is okay. For me at least. He will go knight to b8. Are there any? Oh, okay, a nice one. Look at this, king b3, knight to c5 check, a very nice trick. I have to capture, and then he captures with the pawns. This pawn is unstoppable, but still knight to c5. A knight to c5 move which kills it all for me. But okay, I can play knight to f6 here, and a knight to d5 next. After he captures on a6, of course. Okay, he doesn't want to capture. I will capture here, king to b4. Now he captures here. And now it's the question how to proceed. Should I play king to a5, try to take out the knight, or no, let me play king to c3 and then b4, hoping that here I can actually do something. For example, play g5 first. If h4, then I'm fine. But for now, I'm not letting his king to go any closer. So, will he play b4? No, he won't for the moment. Okay, knight to c5. With knight to a4, I have to go king to b2. Okay, this is a close one. This is definitely close, and I'm seeing also knight to d5 here, check. King e4, knight to f4. Then I'm defending this pawn. This seems like a very nice idea. I'm going to go for this. After I capture on a3, okay, he has h4, but then after all, a knight to h3. And will that be enough? Okay, let me attack the knight. Will he sacrifice the knight? He has to, I guess. Okay, okay. Okay, now. Okay, knight to h3. Oh, this one is difficult. Okay, if I capture, then king captures on f4, king c3. King has to go behind, and it is a draw. I have to play knight to h3 then. Yeah, because knight to e6 simply captures, and if I capture, yeah. And I have to capture with the pawn. But what happens if he plays h5? Then I have knight to f2. And then if he moves away, then I capture on g4. It seems that this is the best option. I hope I'm not missing anything. Okay, I thought he will play this. Okay, then I have to capture. And he plays... Okay. And he plays... I have to capture now. He plays king to h5. He has king to h5. Okay. It's a draw. Was I missing anything? I'll be so angry with me. Knight to g5 is the only thing I can play here, I think. I'm not seeing knight to f4 as an idea because of g5. And now it's all crumbling. Yeah, unfortunately. Oh man, king comes here. If I play knight to f7, then yeah, it's king to g6 next, knight to e5. Yeah, unfortunately, the king was far away. Maybe I missed something. Maybe if I stop for a moment somewhere and... Whoa, what is this? Is this still a draw? Is he just toying with me? Probably he is. Okay, come on, man. This is so cruel. Yeah. That's Stockfish. Stockfish is a dirty player. Definitely a dirty player. Playing king to h7 like this. He wouldn't give me a win like this, so I have to... Now I'll play king to f5, go for your pawn. Oh no, he doesn't want to go for the pawn. He's such a brag, man. So he doesn't care about the draw, so he is showing me he can play whatever he wants in the end. It is a draw. Come on, play king to f2 and king to e2 now. I'm just wondering why doesn't he... He'll play king to g1, yeah. Now play this. Play king to h1. Prolong the game even more. Okay. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed this game. It was a wild ride for me. I will definitely be so angry with myself I missed a win with black pieces against Stockfish level 7. But yeah, that is life and I will try to learn from my mistakes. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.